Girbeagly!
Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm once again playing the game Katawa Shoujo. Now last episode a ton freaking happened. Hisao stopped by Emi's room to check up on her because she's ill, and it turns out that they ended up taking a nap together after a very lengthy pillow fight that ended with them in a somewhat compromising position. And what ended up happening was Emi, while she was sleeping, had a nightmare where she called out for her father in the middle of the dream, assuming that has to do with the accident with him dying during the car accident that lost her legs. And now Hisao has accidentally said that he loves her. Well, I don't know if he accidentally said it. I think it's genuine, but it like slipped out while she was sleeping, so she didn't hear it, or at least I think she didn't hear it. We hope that she didn't hear it because he's kind of jumping the gun. But now he's in the hallway and he's overthinking about her relationship with the track captain. I honestly think he's just overthinking things. He's doing what everyone does in a budding relationship where they're like, do they like me? Do they not like me? Do they like this person? And that's where we're going to continue from. This track captain of hers who seems so interested in her well-being. True, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but that hasn't changed the fact that they seem better suited to one another. There's really nothing to be done about that. I need to take my mind off of this whole situation. I've got homework to do. Maybe that will distract me. Alright. Oh, and that's the end of the scene. So I stopped right before the end of the scene there. But yeah, so the scene last time where they had the pillow fight was just super tense and somewhat awkward, yet it ended up, I don't know, it's definitely progressing their relationship. A night of restlessness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Emi felt against me. The memory of her wrestling match. And most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. She was in so much pain. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water. Awake, but still worried. What will happen today? Will things just go back to normal? End of the episode, back to the status quo? There was a connection yesterday, something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of normal friendship. Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to the look in Emi's eyes after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on. Almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, the track captain's probably first in her affections. But even as I say that, my mind's already snorting derisively. I'm just looking for an excuse, a reason for everything to go wrong. A reason to not try. It's not as if I've even seen the two of them together outside of track practice, and clearly he's never visited. Emi said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I'm such a wuss. I ought to just go for it anyway. Damn the consequences. That's what Emi would do, I think. Hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced there's no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Maybe because of this track captain. It's possible she's got a bit of an unrequited crush thing going on. But who would be able to clarify the relationship? It sure as hell can't be Emi. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I wanted to know. And I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin. Rin would probably just give me some cryptic answer or something. And then with luck, with my luck, she'd just ask Emi, who would ask me why I wanted to know, and I've already covered that problem. Geez, Hisao's really in his own head here, which is pretty realistic to be honest. Like I said, people in budding relationships, they do this. They get like so weirded out, and it's unexplored territory for them. So it's totally understandable to be completely uncomfortable here. But he's definitely going to be... I think he's overthinking everything. I wonder... Could I get away with asking the nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emi. I'm sure he'd know if something was up. And he owes me for not letting Emi know he forgot to tell me about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. What if he asks me why I want to know, though? I can shake him off. Just say I'm curious as a friend. He'll buy that, won't he? Of course. That's settled then. After the run, I'll talk to him while Emi's waiting outside the office. Oh man, you crafty devil, Hisao. There's no sign of Emi when I arrive at the track. Is she still too ill? I decide to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it shouldn't be surprising. Or she feels super awkward about being by Hisao by herself after the nap incident. I wonder. I have no idea. See, now I'm kind of overthinking it as well. I'm like in the same boat as Hisao. Still, I'd hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if... Oh, there she is.
You're early again, Hisao. I'm impressed.
Just like that, I feel some of the tension leaving my body. Emmy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she even was ill the other day, much less had a less than restful sleep. And to be honest, though, like, that's Emmy. She really was quick to push away, like, the sort of sexually tense moment that the two of them had, or romantically tense moment, I guess, that they had during the pillow fight, or like immediately following the pillow fight, where they're sort of laying on top of each other. She's like that kind of person where she just tries to sort of be bubbly and bright all the time, no matter what the situation is. It seems that she like really masks her feelings and has some trouble opening up. Still, I have to ask, sleep well last night? It's just a throwaway question, small talk. The sort of thing people ask someone they bump into in the cafe while getting their morning coffee. But not for us. At least, not for me. I don't know if Emmy realizes that I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her pause. After a short moment of what seems like her genuinely pondering this, she nods.
Yep, sure did.
Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Emmy grins and begins warming up.
So, ready to begin?
Am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. Emmy laughs at my bravado, and we take off running. Or bravado. I said that with such weird inflection. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Emmy is positively beaming after the run today.
Nice job, Hisao. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time.
This last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting. Emmy begins to run her sprints while I take a cool-down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers, looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much today, are you? You did just have a cold, you'll recall. Emmy gives an annoyed snort and sits up.
Bah, I'm just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know? A good run always gets the kinks out, you know? Clears the mind, too.
Oh? Emmy nods vigorously.
Yep, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing.
She doesn't explain further, and I don't ask. I suspect I know the real reason she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe the nightmare. Maybe something else. But it's not my place to pry. She'd ask me if she wanted me to know. Did that say ask or tell? I think probably tell. That I'm sure that comes in handy.
You have no idea.
The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind, then? Emmy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs.
Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about.
She seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I opened my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Emmy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. Yeah, I hear ya.
We better hurry to see the nurse. We're running short on time.
Aren't we always? Emmy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems most un-Emmy-like.
Too true.
For a brief moment, she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday, I can almost see her shouldering the burden and straightening up slightly. And then, she's back to being Emmy again. Yeah, like I said, she's really good at masking her feelings and her emotions. She puts on this, like, really brave face, which is very interesting, but is very Emmy-like Hisao is noticing. It's something that I'm noticing as well. That's just who she is.
Come on, Hisao. Race ya.
With a sudden smile, she darts off. Hey, no fair! I take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I'll still run after her. Emmy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive.
Well, well, look who's finally shown up.
Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Emmy grins as the nurse pokes his head out the door. Well, there you are. Come on in, Hisao. In what has become a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kinda raced Emmy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in to whisper to me in a conspiratory manner. I don't know if you've heard, but Emmy's a bit of a track star. I reel back in mock surprise. Really? She never mentioned it before. The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Cold seem to bother her? Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in exasperation. Of course I'm going to ask her too, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems, regardless of whether or not she did. So, I'm asking you because you're her friend and would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seems pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods, though I notice he tenses slightly when I mention yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. I figured it was just a 24-hour thing. Emmy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Hey, speaking of Emmy, are she and the track captain? Well, you know. A look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Well, it's just they seem kind of close and I was just curious, you know? And I never ask her because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far so good. Now to really sell it. Because I think they'd make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I can say with some certainty that the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? Yep. Not that I could tell you, of course. Confidentiality and all that. I wonder what's up. I wonder if the track captain has a girlfriend, or maybe he doesn't swing that way. We'll find out. Yeah, right. You just like holding a secret over my head. That too. Right, get out of here. I'm a busy man, you know? I roll my eyes at that last statement and head out the door, motioning to Emmy to go in. The whole time, I'm trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. The two of them will never do anything like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of a move on Emmy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Besides, I still don't know exactly how Emmy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious that she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that? I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Emmy exactly how I feel. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day at least. Oh, Hisao. What a great feeling to know that, like, your rival is someone who's never going to have a chance with her, or never wants a chance with her, or that maybe she never wants a chance with. Maybe it's that the nurse knows Emmy wants to be with Hisao. Who knows? The rooftop is completely deserted. I mean, the nurse knows, but who else knows? Normally I could count on Rin to be up here before me, but she's strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Emmy to the cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but it's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to go look for Rin, but a far larger part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Emmy and Rin to show up. It doesn't take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait until the door begins to open before talking. It took you long enough. Keeping me waiting for you, honestly. The two of you are... Huh? Well, that's odd. The only person standing in the doorway is Emmy, who looks mildly confused.
What do you mean, huh? It's me, you know, Emmy. We run in the mornings.
She grins, and I feel my heart jump slightly in my chest at the sight. Yes, I knew that. I'm just confused. Where's Rin? Emmy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression.
Yeah, about that. I kinda, sorta... gave her my cold.
Oh, dear. Am I at risk, too? Yeah, dude, you napped with her, man, and you wrestled with her. Obviously, you're at risk. It would make sense, after all. Emmy and I were in close contact the other day. So, what did she and Rin do that got her ill? Steady on, old lad. Don't go down that road. Oh man, his mind's racing. For those of you who aren't catching up on this, I think that he thinks Rin and Emmy might be closer than friends. And that could be what the nurse meant with his cryptic message of, hey, I can tell you with some certainty that Emmy and the track captain won't ever do stuff. Oh man, what if that's what ends up happening? I mean, I'm not one to judge, but Hasao's gonna freak out. Rin's just probably got a worse immune system than me. Emmy seemed shocked by my comment, like she hadn't considered that before.
I hope not. I'll feel terrible if you get ill because of me, Hasao.
Oh man, I feel like I have fever coming on. Emmy looks horrified and then quickly shifts into a more angry expression.
Hasao, you stop getting sick this instant. I won't have it.
Whoa, impulsively she seizes me by the collar.
Are you listening to me, Hasao's immune system? Get your ass in gear.
I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Emmy steps back and nods, satisfied.
Good. You are not allowed to miss any of our morning runs, after all.
But you missed a morning run. Emmy crosses her arms and looks at me haughtily.
Yes, but that's a special case. It was me, and not you.
That's not an explanation at all. Emmy looks flabbergasted. I like the dialogue between these two. It's really, really just super fun.
You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Oh, fine. Emmy seems pleased by her victory. Anyways, Rin going to be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Emmy shakes her head.
Nope, she'll be fine. I got her cold medicine, that should help her. Although, I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take them all at once. She's done it before, you know?
Somehow, I don't find this all that surprising. I doubt Rin is one to pay attention to maximum dosages and such. You should probably check on her later then, just to make sure. Emmy shrugs.
I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then.
I nod, figuring that line of conversation is over. The only problem is, I don't know what else to talk about. So, you got any more track meets coming up? This is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. Excuse me, guys, I got the burpees. Damn it, I almost made it through another episode without the burpees. If she's fine, then maybe I can ask her on a date or something. Well, assuming I can get myself to actually form the words. Emmy shakes her head.
Nah, not for another couple weeks, I think. The season's winding down.
Oh yeah, I came right in the middle of things, didn't I? Does that mean exams are coming up soon? I should probably look into that. What do you do on weekends if there's not a meet? An eyebrow goes up and Emmy gets a teasing look on her face.
You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you?
I shrug and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star after all.
Flattery.
She waves a hand idly.
I'm not actually that good, you know. You just so happen to see me on a good day is all.
You liar.
Yeah, but humility is a sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say.
Uh-oh. She shrugs and tries unsuccessfully to hide the rather troubled expression her face has taken on. Hey, what's up? You seem bothered by something. Emmy starts to deny it, then sighs in defeat. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up.
Well, you remember last night?
Do I ever? I settle for nodding, however.
That's not the first time that's happened to me. Actually, I get them kind of...
She pauses as if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. But she starts up again, choosing her words carefully.
Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that's what happens.
A sigh escapes her, and she looks terribly frustrated. I reach over and give her a hug, which, unlike last time, doesn't seem to shock her. Instead, she seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. We stay that way for a while. Aw, Hasao, you're so nice. Hey, you know, I was serious last night. You really can talk to me if stuff like this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know? Emmy smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder.
Thanks, Hasao. I'll be fine, I think.
I can already see her reassembling herself, getting ready to bottle it all up again. Guess that topic's closed now. So hey, Given any more thought to that career survey?
Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know? Although, I suppose I could at least start looking into college, huh?
I shrug. I suppose, unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates didn't have much need for universities. Unless there's like a pirate university out there somewhere. Emmy giggles and starts to look a little like her old self. But there's a new element to her expression. Impish. That's how I describe it. Emmy looks impish, looking up at me with her head nestled into my shoulder. Aw.
Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate?
Of course I would. Who in their right mind would pass up the opportunity to be pirates with you?
Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure.
She giggles again. I notice that my heart seemed to have sped up. It's probably due to Emmy's proximity to me. That hint of strawberries again. I can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again.
Hey, Hisao?
And actually with that, guys, I'm going to end the episode since we're out of time. We'll find out exactly what Emmy has to say next episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed the progress we made in this one. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video, and favorite it. Also be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing ya. Bye-bye. Alright, so there's a castle coming up. This is so chaotic. I honestly, I'm knocking over towers with I have a ball and chain now. I have a freaking morning star. Alright, what'd I get? Silver amulet, double score. What's this? What? Uh-oh. Oh, I have to hit down on the... I'm dragging down a freaking airship?